There's the Jeep right there. 2014 Jeep JKU Rubicon. Y'all, today I'm gonna show you how to change the wheel speed sensor on the Jeep JK 2014 model. This is the rear wheel speed sensor. It's on the driver's side, and that's the Molex connector for it with the red tab. And that red tab is a locking tab. So you should be able to get in here, and you should be able to change this without taking the tire off. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use another screwdriver for leverage to pry off of. And this thing's a booger to get out. It ain't fun. There it is. I just so happen to have a fat screwdriver right here, but if you can get even a piece of wood, something you can pry, and you need a screwdriver that's going to go in between the wheel right here in the sensor, and get in there and use something fatter to pry against so you can get that right out. Other than that, it's going to be a booger. And that sucker's out of there. After you get that out, push down right here, jiggle it a little bit as you pull. There it is. Now if you want to barely pry on that as you push this tab down, I believe that would be fine, but make sure you push the tab down. Alright, this is a 8mm. There's a bolt right underneath it. $8mm bolt. Alright, we're gonna get this out. I have another video that shows troubleshooting the ABS and traction control light on the dash, and it pinpointed that this was the problem. It was this wheel. So check out that other video if you want to know how to troubleshoot it. This video is on replacing the wheel speed sensor on a Jeep JK 2014 model. Sometimes when you can't get it, once it gets too loose with the ratchet, you can get it with your fingers, but sometimes you can't get it with your fingers. So you just put the socket back on there where you can get a good bite on the bolt. Use the socket to get it off. There it is. All right. Sensor's ready to come out. Now I'm gonna pry on this because I already know it's bad. It's got a little lip right here underneath it. You may need to twist on it, jiggle it as you pry on it. There it is. I'm suspecting this one's in pieces. Could be wrong. No, don't look bad. Not greasy. It's got a little metal on it, not greasy or anything, so we know we don't have an axle seal leaking. Sometimes you take these out there wet and got oil on them, you got a leaking axle seal. This looks normal. I've seen people taking compressed air and blowing this out with their air compressor. That's a really good idea. I'm going to use some brake cleaner. We'll back this camera up. take me a can of brake cleaner and I'm gonna spray in that hole, and then I'm gonna let it dry out before I put the new sensor in it. But brake cleaner evaporates pretty quick. I said that a lot in my brake videos. But I'm just gonna try to hit that hole the best I can. And there it is, leaking down below the rim, so I know it went straight on through. Here's the new sensor. I picked this one up at AutoVIN, so it's aftermarket. No big deal. Different color, as long as it works. But you can take a little wire brush in here if you want. Knock some of this rust off around this hole. Around this hole. You knock a little rust off around this little hole. Whatever floats your boat. But if you got a little corrosion right here, a little rust, it's going to hold that sensor up. And you want it to set good and flat. That way nothing tries to get underneath it. Alright, I'm going to stick it back in. It looks like everything's good and dry. If you had an air compressor, you could blow that back out. But I'm not going to worry with it. It's a snug little fit. You gotta wobble it back and forth. Just jiggle it. It's like it's hanging right here. But it ain't gonna whoop me. There it is. That bad boy's in. I'm gonna put that bolt back in it. It still looks like there's a little Loctite on it. You can put more on it if you want. If you're gonna put it on there, I'll put blue, but I don't think you need Loctite on a little sensor like this. Alright. Home stretch. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to jack it up, take the wheel off, inspect the brakes. I can see the back side of the brakes. I still got a little meat, but it looks like it's about time for a brake video on the Jeep. At least the back. The front looks great. Looks like somebody changed the front out and didn't change the back out, which that's common. 3/4 of your braking comes from the front. The back brakes usually last longer, so the fronts may have been changed and the back wasn't due. I like to change mine in sets, either through the front or the back. Most people will do all of them, but I just keep an eye on them. Get as much life out of them as I can. That's what's good about working on your own stuff. You go to an auto shop, they're gonna say, "Yeah, you need brakes on all of it." Yeah, whatever. Now, I didn't get a torque spec on this. I'm just going to use common sense and just bring it in until it makes contact, which is about right there. And I'm just going to snug it up. There's no sense of bearing down on it. It is a plastic sensor. That's pretty good right there. All right, let's put this connector back on. Like I said, it looks good. I don't see any corrosion or anything. Clips up top. Orient it with the notch in the top of the sensor here. Stick it back on there. She should clip back in. And she's wanting to be a bugger. You may have to jiggle that back and forth as you push down on it. And I'll pull back on it without pushing down the clip to make sure it's on there. I didn't hear it actually clip in, but I can feel my clips pushed back up towards the top. Like it's, if you want to take it off, it's saying you need to push me down. I can feel it, it's engaged. Pull back on it without pushing on the clip. It's not coming off. Now let's put our lock back on. Shit. So, let me put this here. Give it a little kiss. I'll hold it down to put this back in. There it is. That little locking clip's a booger to get out, and it's a booger to get back in. Just a heads up. But there it is.